Hi, this is GunNut226 with another folding knife review. First of all, why did I buy this knife in particular? Well, this knife in particular I bought to add to my EDC, potentially as a backup. So before I get too far into it, so it's an MTech USA, and it actually, I thought it looked very similar to another knife that I had, and I took it home and looked at it. It looks very similar to this guy. You can see some similarities in the handle shape already. This is a Remington, and this is the MTech. Blades are obviously different. The handle looks pretty much identical, and I'm going to look at that a little bit in more detail a little bit later in the review. So just hang in there. So anyway, the blade steel on this, you can see right here, it's 440 stainless. What type of 440 stainless? Not sure. I couldn't really find anything on the internet about it. You can see right here, just like many of the other MTechs, it's a 440 steel. It's a USA design. However, it is handcrafted in China. So if we look at the blade, it looks pretty good. It's very fine. No tooling, not a lot of tooling marks. You can see some vertical striations from some machining. Other than that, it looks very good. It's very sharp out of the box. No real problems. You can see there might be a little bit of excess oil on the blade. Just wipe that off a little bit. It's a very nice blade. It's a nice smooth edge. I've been more particular towards the plain edge recently, more than the serrated edge. It seems to accomplish the task that I have for it if it's sharp enough. And I'm learning to sharpen it a lot better now, so that's always beneficial. As far as speed goes, speed is pretty good. If you want to, can we see in there? Let's get a little light on it. That light doesn't work. Try a different light. Here we can see we have bushings. They're not phosphor bronze, but they are Teflon. So maybe not as fast as it could be, but what do you expect for this price point? It's still fast enough. You can see and hear the deployment. That works really well. So no issues with deployment. It's plenty fast. I really like it. It's got good lockup strength. There's a little bit of wiggle up and down, but not much. And you can see here there is some wiggle side to side, but I haven't really adjusted the pivot yet. The reason I didn't adjust it is because I really like the speed, and I don't really want to mess it up too much. You can see here the pivot is fully adjustable with the Torx. It also has this other adjustment on here as well, as with some of the other low-cost knives that are out there that I reviewed previously. You can see we have a liner lock. It goes pretty much, it goes halfway into the blade or so. So it goes pretty deep. If it starts to wear, it's gonna go further. But you can see in there, it looks pretty good. I don't think there's gonna be any issues with it coming off, sliding off. You can see here it hasn't really worn yet. It's still black even. I've been carrying this around for a little bit. You can see maybe some pocket lint and stuff in there, just to test it out. It's worked pretty well for me so far. I haven't had any complaints. Let's take a look at the weight. Okay, zero the scale out. The weight looks like it is 3.33 ounces. So that's very reasonable for this size knife. I can live with 3.33 ounces. It's lighter than some, not as heavy as others. So here we go into the handle material. Just like the Remington, it is aluminum. It's not really a high traction. There is some design on here, some checkering, but it's not a high traction material by any means whatsoever. It does have some finger grooves, just like the Remington as well. You can see the handles are identical. The pocket clips and the pivots are totally different, along with the blades. See if I can get a little bit of a close-up here. You can see the Remington blade is much thicker than the MTech blade. Now, that also adds weight to the Remington, but it also feels like a little bit better. But it's basically the same thing. Here we can see in the handle, it's got the half liner, just like the Remington. It also has light weighting of the liner. You can see right through the handle, obviously. So the half liner is lightweighted, just like the Remington is. So the handles are pretty much identical. So I'm not sure, maybe the same manufacturer potentially made the handles and just sold them to different people. The one thing that is different here is the pillar designs. This is a straight pillar. These have like knobs in them. So the pillar design is different. Here you can see the pocket clip is the one that I prefer. It has a really deep carry, which is one of the reasons I picked this guy up. It's very nice. It carries deep in the pocket, no issues with it falling out. You can see this pocket clip is not as good, not preferred. My method of carry. Thumb studs work very well. You can really dig your thumb in there and get it to deploy very nicely. Not a problem. Once it's deployed, here on the back of the spine we have some jimping. It is somewhat functional. It does lock your thumb in there pretty good. I still don't think I would want to use this in a tactical situation, because you're going to be thrusting with it, and in that thrusting motion your hand's going to have a tendency to slide up the blade. But if you needed to, pretty much any knife you could really use in a situation like that if you wanted to. Also has a little bit of jimping here on the liner lock. But other than that, there's not much traction to be had other than a couple points of jimping, because this handle's pretty slick. Other than that, there's not much to say. I do like the finger grooves it has. It does fit well on the hand. It contours well. It has a nice rounding to it. Like I was saying before, the clip is nice. It is my preferred method. It does carry deep in the pocket, no problems with it falling out. The aluminum handle should hold up really well to wear. And it does have a half liner, which seems to be working pretty well for this Remington that I've had now for a while. You can see it's getting a little bit more beat up now that I've carried it a little. So I expect the same kind of wear patterns to develop on this MTech after a while. But other than that, it's the same knife. It still has the same issue before, where it has a set pin. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to take this knife apart totally because of that factor. So once again, if you get salt water in it, or if you need to flush it out, it might be more difficult to do. Down to how much did I pay for this? Well, this is a MTech USA Special. Here is the list price, $29.99. MT-483 is the model number. I paid $5 for this knife at the Big Five. Yep, you heard it, $5. They were on sale this week, and they've probably been on sale in the past, and they'll probably be on sale in the future. But $5, you cannot beat this knife for $5. Especially when it's pretty much identical to the Remington, which was, what did I think I bought it for, $7 or $8. It's still, this Remington is still kind of wearing in with that liner. If you don't get it fully deployed, sometimes it won't fully lock, but you can see here it fully locks if you get a good deployment on it. And that'll change over time. It'll wear further into the blade. So overall, these knives are very similar. One of the other things that I don't like about either of the knives is I usually like to do a tip up carry on my right pocket, and this doesn't allow for that. You cannot move. You cannot move the pocket clip to any other position. You're stuck. So that's one of the detractors. You can also put a lanyard probably in here, in this last hole in either knife, and I haven't really found the need for that. I do keep it on my pocket. I use the pocket clip, so I already have a lot of other stuff in my pockets, and depending on the day and what I'm doing. So that's all I have for now. If you have any other questions or comments, send me a PM or leave it in the comments. If you like my videos, please subscribe. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.